If the flood didn't happen, Noah would have been the biggest laughingstock in the Bible. See, back then in Noah's time, floods didn't happen. That wasn't a thing. And so when God told him that there was going to be a flood and that he needed to build this boat, it took crazy faith to do so. And at the same time, while he's doing this and all these people are watching him do it, they're probably mocking him, making fun of him, saying, "Flood, what's even a flood? Water all over the earth, you're crazy." But even with the potential mockery, he still was obedient to God. And his obedience and faith in the Lord saved his entire family. See, I was reading this book, Crazy Love by Francis Chan. One of the quotes is, "Something is wrong when our lives make sense to unbelievers." See, Francis Chan in this book is talking about how there was a point in his life where he was a Christian, but his life looked very much like everyone else. That the difference between him being a Christian and not being a Christian wasn't really evident. That if he just claimed to not be a Christian, nothing really would have changed. See, that's a problem. There should be a difference in our life. When we're following God, we should not look like the world. We shouldn't be dressing like the world, talking like the world, acting like the world. It doesn't mean we don't love the people that are in the world, but it means we're not loving the things of this world. We shouldn't be relying on our own comfortability and logic, but on God and God alone. Having that crazy faith. We should be trusting that God's going to give us our daily bread. That if God told us to give away all our money and sell our possessions, that we would still trust that he would provide. And I'm not saying that God's asking you to sell everything you have. But the point that I'm trying to get to you is it evident in your life that Christ is the Lord of your life? Are you walking in faith? Would a non-believer look at you and say, wow, they're kind of crazy in the way that they're trusting God? Would they see that there's something different about you? Or do you look like everybody else? Do you claim Christ, go to church on your Sundays and Wednesdays, and then forsake God the rest of the days of the week? Or are you relying on God for every single breath? And see, this is a big thing to ask. It's a huge heart check. And it's a check that God's had to make in my heart because I wasn't living this out perfectly, nor will I ever. Because we're gonna have our days. But my challenge is to you. Start living for God with absolutely everything you have to where the non-believer can look at your life and question what's going on. They can question and say, okay, you evidently are different than everyone else. What do you have? What makes you different? Live with so much faith after God that people will look at you and call you crazy. Just like they did for Noah. And watch how God will radically change your life.